Daniel Lippman is a White House and Washington reporter for Politico. He joins me now live from the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. Great to have you here with us on TRT World. You know, I'm sure you watched the Republican National Convention as well, and certainly many believe that this one was more thrilling, especially with the energizing performance of Lil Jon and the unconventional roll call. Tell me, what do you make of this?
Yeah, what's interesting about this convention is that it has a similar vibe towards the Republican convention, where Republicans in Milwaukee, and I was there, they all felt like the wind was at their backs, that they were going to win. And then a few days later, President Biden dropped out of the race, and it's been a totally new race where Harris has a much better chance, and she is now ahead in many of the polls. And so Democrats are hopeful that they don't get too complacent. One other thing I kind of noted in terms of comparing the conventions is the delegates. In Milwaukee, it's a much more working class party, and you can kind of tell in the delegates here, it's more of a college educated class, and so that is interesting to note as well.
Right, and Daniel, correct me if I'm wrong. It seems to me the Democratic National Convention was targeted more towards the younger audience, was it not?
I think it is. There's lots of influencers here from TikTok and Instagram, YouTube, and so they're getting access to top campaign staffers. And Harris herself has not done a mainstream media interview in several weeks since she became the presumptive nominee, and so they're kind of bypassing the traditional media in favor of younger outlets to meet to reach those younger voters who sometimes stay home. They sometimes are in college. They don't want to go to the ballot box, but it's going to be very important for her to attract them, talk about the issues like jobs and the economy and student loans that affect, and climate change that affect young people especially much.
Daniel, how important is the youth vote in the lead up to the elections? Is it going to be a game changer?
Well, I think she can make the argument that she is the candidate of the future, and she talks a lot about how she's for the future, and that's a shot at Donald Trump, who is almost 2 decades older than her. And so it was impossible for Democrats when Biden was the nominee to say, "Hey, this is the candidate of the future," because he was 81 years old. Now she is much more vibrant. She's getting larger crowds than Donald Trump in some arenas, and so they feel like they have a good chance now, but they need to increase their voter share among young people, among black people, and especially women with the abortion issue.
Right, and we heard former President Barack Obama saying that it's time to elect Kamala Harris as the president. It's time for a change. But I wonder, based on your experience working in the United States in the media, in the media industry, I mean, would you say the U.S. is ready to elect its first female president?
There's just much less talk about how she could be the first female president. In 2016, when Hillary Clinton was running, she made a big part of her platform, "Hey, I'm going to be the first woman president." Harris is talking about issues more than her being a history-making figure. And so she's already the first woman vice president. So I think a lot of Americans, they're going to vote based on her policies, about her personality, not based on whether she's a woman or not. So the society has progressed. I don't think that that's a huge issue and hurdle for her.
Daniel Lippman, thanks very much for talking to us here on TRT World. I really appreciate your taking out the time.
Thank you.